Hello and welcome to Hey, I Loved That Movie, the podcast where we rewatch the films we loved when we were younger to see if they still hold up. I'm Dan.
I'm Michael.
I'm Helena.
And for this episode we have special guest from Pointless Reinvention, it's Holly.
Hi!
Hi.
I'm back!
Hey.
Welcome
Did you
back.
miss me?
Had
Thanks
that-
for coming back.
Thank you for having me back.
I'm glad you came back because you gave a bit of sizzle for this episode last time you were on.
Oh, I did.
Ah,
I did. I didn't bring it up. I didn't. Well, I did, but I didn't mention the name of it. That was Helena.
Yeah, I just like to get the hype going.
The hype for Looney Tunes back in action.
What a film.
What
Yeah.
a film!
That's one
So,
way of putting it.
how often did you watch this as a kid? When was the
Yes,
last time
so
you saw it?
similar to the Drop Dead Fred story, it was Drop Dead Fred and Looney Tunes back in action, back to back, back to back, back to back, every Saturday and Sunday for possibly my entire childhood. This one, more so than Drop Dead Fred, I could still recite the words as things were happening on screen.
Wow.
I started off taking tallies before I got bored of doing that because it happened too much, but I had okay, so I've got a few notes on this that are some bad stats, but it took me 8 tries over 6 days to watch this film,
Oh no.
and I finished the film 3 minutes before we started recording last episode.
All right.
That is
Because-
something.
Because I couldn't watch the film. However, so I think in the first session, which was about half an hour, I had 6 audible quotes where I quoted exactly what they said on screen as they said it. I
Nice.
had 5 sing-alongs, so a song would come on and I sung the words, even if it was Daffy Duck singing the words, I still knew it the way he sang it. And I had 2 audible laughs. And
Wow.
that
Yeah.
but that was all in the first half an hour, and I kind of could have told you the first half an hour as it happened. Beyond that, I had absolutely no fucking idea what happened in this film. I have no memory of the blue monkey. I had genuinely no idea what that was. I still don't really know why they wanted it. I don't really know the point in it.
I was going to ask you to explain the plot a little bit, but I think you've just said that maybe you can't.
I can explain the scenes.
Okay.
So the
The
film
premise?
starts. Yeah, the film starts, and it's Daffy and Bugs doing the rabbit season, duck season, rabbit season, duck season, duck season, rabbit season, bang, as they always did. The classics, getting the classics out of the way. And then it's revealed that in fact this is a movie set, and this is happening in real life. And Daffy is doing a bad job, and Daffy gets sacked by some boss bitch woman, because God, women couldn't be cool in the 90s. They
Girl
couldn't be
boss.
powerful.
Girl
Yeah, they
boss.
couldn't be cool and powerful and funny and attractive. So she was obviously powerful and attractive and a dick.
You say
And
the
it was-
90s, this came out in 2003.
That's
We,
basically
we all
Yeah.
understand the 90s ended in like 2000.
The 90s ended when
I was
Friends
going to say
ended.
2005, 2006.
90s ended in 2006.
Yes, so she fires Daffy Duck. She takes Daffy outside and gives him to a smoking hot security guard. That is Brendan Fraser, the beautiful man who stole the hearts of many and has recently had a bit of a comeback, seemingly,
Yeah,
in the meme
1000%.
world.
He's amazing.
He's pretty good, and he was my favorite character in this film. A few times he made references to Brendan Fraser,
Yeah.
and made
Yes.
references to Brendan Fraser being a dickhead, and then at the end of the film played himself being a dickhead, and it fucking ruled. And it was one of those like, oh, this is a funny bit of this film. There were other bits, however,
Where
That-
the funny ended.
that say that again.
That's where the funny ended.
Oh, I thought you were going to say when it finally ended, and I was like, I agree.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah, so Daffy is then trying to escape. They're trying to make him leave, and he's trying to leave, but it's a chase. Is kind of what I got, and I was a bit confused.
There was no reason for the chase. There just was a chase.
There just was a chase.
Well, he was supposed to be being escorted off the premises by Brendan Fraser, security guard / son of movie star.
son of Tom Deacon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
slash, like,
fucking hottie that I forgot was in this film until I watched it, and I was like, "That's Tom Deacon."
I
There's
don't
a-
mind him hot. I just see him as the baddie from Hot Fuzz.
Yeah, Timothy Dalton. Yeah.
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 Oh dear,
Mm.
you're right there.
He
Tom
was also.
Deacon. It's not Tom Deacon.
No.
I tried
What's
so
his
hard.
name in the
I
the
think-
TV show?
I think
though?
that's
Not
the
in the
character's.
film.
I
Yeah.
guess I think that's the character's name. I think.
No, that's a Bond, isn't it?
I mean, he is a James Bond. Timothy Dalton was James Bond for like 2.
Who's Tom Deacon?
I don't know.
I'm gonna have to Google this now.
Surely
He's called
that's a-
Damien Drake.
Damien
Yeah.
Drake, that's the one. Tom Deacon is a British comedian and radio DJ, apparently.
Oh my god.
Oh yeah,
That was-
wow. Yeah, he's not famous enough to really justify the confusion.
Yeah, I'm
Similar
really
sounding
confused
name.
where you got that from. Anyway,
You don't have to cut that. That was embarrassment, but that's fine. My whole personality is I don't understand references or people,
Yeah.
so that's
So I
fine.
can
Oh, this
understand why
movie
you
must have
didn't
been
enjoy
hell.
this film. You missed.
Yeah.
So,
So-
did you get any of the references?
Do you know what
one of my
Batman is?
notes said there are so many references that I understand.
I mean, that's good.
And that's a big deal because I don't understand anything because I don't watch anything. My favorite note that I did write was the number on the house is 420 LeMayo.
I think that was a deliberate reference.
I'm sure it was when it made
I don't
me
think there
laugh.
are any undeliberate references
Yeah,
in this
that's
film.
true.
It is just chock
That is
full.
true.
And
of
then it was, oh my god, Scooby and Shaggy are yelling at Shaggy from the real life film.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, I really like that bit. I thought that was a
didn't
really funny
notice
little.
that as a child.
No.
And I'd watched that film so much, and I was watching it now, and I was like, "That's Shaggy,"
Yeah.
and it really blew my mind.
Well, he
Yes.
wasn't acting as Shaggy at the time, so
No,
yeah, maybe
and
he
I
No.
think
didn't
that was
quite.
enough for my child brain to not get it. But yes,
Did your child brain get the really, really long Psycho reference?
I think it did because I certainly remember thinking at the time that he was pouring blood down the drain.
Yeah.
And I don't know how I would have known that without knowing the Psycho reference. But at the same time, I would have been like, what year did you say this came out?
I
2003.
think it's 2003, yeah.
So I would have been 9. So maybe that would have been a reference that I would understand from other things.
Did you watch Simpsons as a kid? Because
No.
no.
Mm.
Okay, because I was going to say, I think that I probably would have got this reference based on like a Simpsons House of Horror reference.
It's like one of the most referenced bits of cinema.
It is. It's an
That's good, yeah.
iconic
Yeah,
moment of
everything.
cinema. So I think I understood it at the time, but
The whole-
I can't say for sure.
It's
But-
so long. Like all the other references are like cameos or little bits, but they do the entire
It was the
shower
whole like
scene
30-second shower scene.
with Bugs
yeah, it-
Bunny as the girl in the shower.
Yeah.
just for
Yeah,
the
and then
audience who haven't seen the film.
And it hit weird. It did
Yeah,
hit
That
weird.
the whole like shower sequence is fucking weird because Brendan Fraser and Daffy Duck have disappeared going after his dad, who is an actual spy, not just an actor.
Yes.
That's like the set. That's as
Oh, yeah,
much
sorry,
as
the
you
rest of
need
the
for
plot.
setup.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
they've
we,
gotta go
we
and
just
get
do the
a-
plot up to this bit.
Yeah.
So Daffy floods, you know, the big water towers, the Warner Brothers water towers
Yeah.
that are a bit iconic. One of those gets knocked down, floods the bitch boss lady's car. Couldn't tell you her name, but her
She's-
car gets flooded, so she fires Brendan Fraser as well. Brendan Fraser goes home. Daffy Duck is in his backpack. Daffy Duck is then like, I bet your dad's a real spy. And he's like, no, he fucking ain't. And then his dad is a real spy and talks to him through the TV that's hidden behind his self-portrait that's an oil painting on the wall. And then they get into this shitty old beaten up car, drive away, and then this beautiful super spy car comes up through the ground and looks beautiful and wonderful. And then Boss Bitch and Bugs Bunny walk into the house. Go, Michael.
So yeah, they're looking for the Brendan Fraser and Brendan Fraser dad and Daffy Duck when Bugs disappears and the woman who is I think the like head of comedy. At Warner
Yeah.
Brothers. It's a weird title.
I think that's supposed to be a joke because she's
Yeah.
clearly not funny because she's a
Yeah.
woman. I'm really bitter.
No, that's fair.
I mean, it
That's a
sort of
fair
is, yeah,
statement.
part of her thing is that she's just not very funny and she's screwing the job up, but it isn't sort of made clear that it's not because she's a woman. So it
Yeah.
kind of does imply that it's because she's a woman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everyone else in the room is men.
Yeah, pretty much.
Explicitly.
Yeah, they make a weird joke about that when early on when she's talking to this film has weird messages because
It
at
does.
one point it's like woke culture bad because she's talking to her as the villain is talking to Bugs Bunny. He mentions how he dresses as women. He's like, if there's a woman in the show, it's
Yes.
me dressed up. And she was like, 10 years ago, that's funny. Now, not so much. And it's like, it's weird that she's saying that.
It
Like,
is
it-
weird
She
that
doesn't
she's
say
saying
in
that.
like it's because it's bad that it's taking the piss out of trans people. She says it like now it's disturbing.
Yeah, you're not allowed
Yeah.
to dress
And
up
it's
as a woman
like,
anymore.
oh.
That's not cool anymore.
And it's
it-
like,
it-
yeah, actually, you're sort of right that, yeah, okay, the Bugs Bunny, like, maybe the cross-dressing was a bit, like, obviously not good, but then her reaction to it isn't good either in
Yeah.
this film
Yeah.
and hasn't aged well
Yeah.
either.
it's her as a villain saying it. So like the message is confused. She's up. But yeah, no, back to the scene where she's walking through the house. It's number one, it's weird that she loses Bugs Bunny in this house. He just
It is.
vanishes. Secondly, she's going around shouting his name, and then there's clearly someone having a shower,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
she just walks into the room. She stops shouting names and she just walks into the shower.
Yeah.
She
Doesn't
wants
say.
to catch him naked.
Yeah. Doesn't knock
Yeah.
on the door.
Like it's either she has at that point there are three people it could be. It could be Daffy Duck,
Yeah.
could be Bugs Bunny, or it could be Brendan Fraser.
Yeah.
All of those three, she's up for seeing naked.
Yeah.
Yep.
But also, it's Brendan Fraser's house. He's probably going to be the one in the shower. You'd think.
Right? Right?
And it's like, there's no lingering shot. There's no anything that makes you think that she's trying to perv on someone in the shower. But watching it, it is a bit like,
Yeah, when you think
Yeah.
about what she was doing, you're like,
why would
Anyway,
you
so
walk
she's-
into the room and say hello?
Like it
The
builds
reason
up to
that the dad
the
gets the
reference.
message,
Yeah,
I was just going to try and bring it back around to the plot, but
Yeah,
we
it's-
don't have to if you
we
don't.
don't do
No,
that.
what's
We
the
never do the
message? I
plot.
don't know what you're talking about.
The dad sends a message to his son, Brendan Fraser, because he's been taken captive by Acme, which is like the
Yeah.
company that features
Yes.
quite heavily in Looney Tunes,
Yes. The bad
Um,
guys.
the bad guys, and because he knows the whereabouts of the, or he's something to do with the blue monkey diamond,
No, monkey. Blue
diamond with
monkey.
supernatural powers that can change people to monkeys,
Yep,
and
it
they're
turns
going
But
to do
was
that
that-
and make drones.
Was that explained?
Yes.
Sort of.
That
So-
was
Vaguely.
explained. Okay.
Yeah.
Again,
Towards
it
the
took
end.
me it took me so many tries to watch this.
Yeah. So they
Yeah.
do explain the plan. The bad guy who
Oh God,
can't remember
Steve
his-
Martin.
Steve Martin, who doesn't look like Steve Martin. It was genuinely so surprising. it was
In
Steve
his base
Sneaky
from Austin Powers.
smash cut to last episode where I discovered that was Steve Martin.
Martin. Yeah.
Mm,
Oh, I
Um,
was just going to leave that in the last episode.
making
um,
damn work now.
he does explain.
Said it that out.
He does explain why he wants the blue monkey. He wants so his plan, and this was the best part of the film, and it's why it stuck in my head.
Yeah.
His plan is to send it into space, attach it to a satellite, and turn everyone on the planet but him into a monkey. He's going to then get those people to build stuff, technology, as monkeys. Then he's going to use the satellite to turn them back into people and get them to buy the things that they'd made on their monkey.
It's a pretty stellar
Capitalism.
plan, to be fair.
Legitimately the plan.
That's actually quite funny. Okay.
The weird
Yeah,
thing is,
right.
though, the monkeys that they all turn into are capuchins.
Yeah,
They
Yeah.
are very small.
they're very small.
Yeah, another great for building.
Maybe they're
them.
the easiest monkey to get on a set.
Yeah,
Absolutely,
probably.
they're probably
yeah.
like the easiest to train. Well, no, there's that one Hollywood monkey that's a capuchin monkey, the Friends
Yeah.
monkey.
Yeah.
Oh, I knew her name. It's like Katie or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, Marcel. I don't know
No,
why.
the
That's
actual
the-
monkey. Marcel
yeah,
was
no, I
a
know.
lady monkey.
But yeah, I guess it's because one of those reasons,
Lady
probably the same reason it
monkey.
is that monkey. It is a capacious monkey in Friends, is that's one that you can actually get
Yeah,
hold
they're
of without breaking
Yeah.
any
Yeah.
international trade
Yeah.
laws. And
Or at least you could at the time, because I'm pretty sure even that isn't really allowed now. And it's weird
you
that
can-
there's still
you
a
can
couple of
have-
things that have done it.
No, you
Mm.
can have animals on sets. You just
Yeah.
need a proper trainer to do it.
Yeah.
And they don't do it often because trainers are expensive.
Yeah.
Yes.
and like CGI now, like
Yeah, you might as well
CGI
do it with
monkey.
CGI.
Yeah.
CGI is cheaper because I'm not going to do it. Just nearly got to like, let's go into this weird.
Oh,
thing.
the Mikey teaches us stuff trap.
No, yeah.
That's all right.
I'm excited.
We have the Michael segment later when we talk about how this film was the biggest
Oh, fuck
fucking
yeah, I
failure
love
so
it.
far.
I get to that at some point.
Anyway,
So from there, Kate then. Oh, it's Kate. It is Kate.
Yeah.
Steals the posh car of the spy man dad. and drives off in it. She got there by car.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah, they go to Vegas, don't they?
they
Yeah.
then drive. Yeah, but she got to this place by car.
I think
Instead, she
it's-
steals that car.
It's a nicer car, and Bugs Bunny is like, let's take this one.
I wouldn't steal a car. You wouldn't steal a car.
Yeah. She's
Steal a spy
driving.
car for spy mission stuff.
Yeah, she is
But wait,
driving.
no, she's not doing a spy mission.
She's not
She's
doing
just
a
trying-
spy
she's
mission.
just
She's just trying to
after-
get
Getting a
back
car.
Daffy. She's just trying to
Yeah.
get save her skin by getting Daffy to agree to come
Save
back.
her
and-
own. Oh, she got threatened to be sacked if she didn't get Daffy back because Daffy's funny. So then they go to Vegas because that's where the dad said. Dad sent Brendan to talk to Dusty Tails.
Who I thought was going to be another
like a Disney character, like
cat-
not
yeah.
Disney.
Yeah.
Wait,
I
if it was a
thought it
Disney
was
character.
I
the
think it-
bunny, the sexy bunny, but that's someone else, isn't it?
I thought it was gonna be. I can't because again, this was like I remembered there being a sexy lady in it. I was like, right, this must be a reference to like
Like
the,
Jessica
Ja- the
Rabbit,
James,
or
Yeah.
like the James Bond having Moneypenny and other
Oh, yeah.
such ridiculous named women in his life.
Pussy Galore, and
Pussy Galore and all of
And
those. Yeah. So
Dusty Tailed is like the most child-friendly version of that trope.
Yeah.
Yeah.
because again,
she's
that's
not
a
fit
name,
though, is she? I'm just putting that out there.
right?
She looks kind of old.
Well,
I genuinely googled it because I was like, this looks like they're
like a
doing
reference.
this cabaret sexy thing and not shaming an older woman for doing it, but she was like in her 50s at the time
Was
and
it-
looking
was it-
fucking great.
Yeah, was
Yeah.
it supposed to be because it was Timothy Dalton's character who had
Yeah.
originally
Well, I
hooked up
don't know.
back in the
because
day?
it just...
So it's
I
like she's
think-
an older Bond
But
girl,
did
I
they
guess?
say it was back in the day?
Yeah, no, they said that he was friends with her.
Yeah.
Friends
that-
with.
What, and you can't be friends with a younger woman?
Well, I think it was just.
Hmm.
I think it was too clever for the. I think that reference was too clever for this film
Yeah.
because it just made it look old. But no, I think it's meant to be because
It
had a
he's
history.
it's
his dad
referencing
is-
her to him rather
Yeah.
than Kate to Brendan Fraser.
Yeah,
It was to be so that she's not a Brendan Fraser love interest, I guess.
yeah.
But it was just
it's like a weird.
they put her in like this skin tight latex black
It's mutton
Catwoman
dressed as lamb.
Yeah.
zipped up, and it was full mutton dressed as lamb. And I'm not even, I am all for empowering women and all of that shit, but that was weird in this
Yeah, no,
film.
it
It was a weird choice because, like, yeah, make her look empowered and great and sexy, but make her actually look sexy.
As
Like, put her
an
in something
adult
that
woman,
flatters her. Yeah.
Yeah.
Instead of this
it
weird.
was
like,
it was just, I'm not being funny. Put her in that sexy skin tight business suit as an older woman. Fucking hell, you'd be like, that is a boss ass bitch. I want to all in that.
Mhm.
But that's not what happened. They put
No.
her in an outfit that was like,
weird.
yeah, bizarre, really, really bizarre.
Sort of, yeah, distractingly. It was one of the few notes I actually made was like, Dusty is really looking quite old for a stage show now.
Yeah, and it was just like I didn't know if they were going down like the claiming on to fame with your bare hands kind of thing, but that was never touched. And I was like, I just feel like there's a thing they're trying to do here, and I don't know what it is.
That sounds like the whole movie.
Oh, we do.
Yeah.
I'll bring it up now because it's in the same scene. But this is something that happens in this period of film
Okay.
and the 90s is the little people as props. We have
Yep.
that again.
Yes.
That features just another
Yeah,
time.
just the-
That made me so uncomfortable.
I
And him
felt bad 'cause a bit
lifting
of-
someone up, and I
at
was
first
just like,
I
oh
thought
my
it was
God.
a child, and I was like, well, that's weird for a stage show. And then I was like, oh no, it's
Oh, no,
little people.
yeah.
And then I was like, that's also not good. That's
Yeah.
also not okay.
And then I think it was because it was meant to be Yosemite Sam, but Yosemite Sam isn't supposed to be necessarily a little person. He's just a short person.
Yeah.
And it was all again. It was just
And they're just wearing really creepy Yosemite Sam masks. as
Really
well.
Yeah, they
bad
are
masks.
really weird. And then Brendan
And
Fraser manages to like get on
he
stage
like
by stealing.
kidnaps
Yeah.
one, and then like does this really creepy like changing on stage. Like she's doing a stage show. She'll be off at the end of the song.
Yeah, no, it's
But
one
he
of those
goes
weird,
on
like, oh, he
stage
has to
and
win.
like sweeps her off her feet and goes to like do the sexy like holding the lady down for the kiss, and then pulls off his mask and then slaps it back in his face, and then they go back to the room. And it's like she would have been there in 20 minutes.
That's the
Yeah.
thing. It's like they go
You
back to
can
the room,
wait.
but why could you have not just done that all?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Again,
Talked.
just really bizarre.
I was fully expecting Dusty Tails to be Brendan Fraser's mum in this.
Yeah, that
Like,
could have been a beat that they
I,
got.
I felt like that would have happened.
Yeah, that could have been a beat that they hit, and it would have been like, oh, this is weird. This is another depth to this film.
Yeah,
Mm,
no.
nah,
But
there's
there
not a
was
lot
just
of
none
depth
of
to this film. So there are
Oh
a couple
god,
of lines.
we've got so much to go.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I've just looked at my notes and I'm like,
So they go to just I guess the briefest summary I can come up with then is they get given like a card thing from Dusty.
Mhm.
They use that to find out that it's the blue monkey is somewhere in Africa. They go
No,
to
no,
oh, no,
no,
They've got to go to
Paris.
Paris
They've got to go
first.
to
Go to
Paris.
Paris,
Yeah.
yeah.
Then they
Before-
find out in Paris they go
before
to the
that,
Louvre,
before
which
that.
has some great bits.
no.
Nope.
Before this, they do a car chase
Oh yeah.
with Yosemite Sam. Daffy Duck, when they're about to crash into a wall, goes, "Mother!" In fear, the car flies, fine, whatever, and takes them to Area 52.
Oh
Mhm.
yeah. Wow, I totally forgot that bit.
Yeah. Where they
I thought
have-
that happened even later on in the.
No, that happens
Nope.
then.
Oh, that's
happens
how
before
much
they
of a
get to
mess
Paris.
this film is.
Oh
Honestly.
yeah,
Yeah,
this film has
it
a
is.
ridiculous plot. They go to Area 52. Well, before they get to Area 52,
They crash in the
they go
desert.
to
don't they?
Walmart.
Yep, there's a Walmart.
A Walmart in the middle of the desert.
Yeah, they really lean into
they
that as
really
like, oh, this is a
fourth
joke.
wall break it as like, this is product placement. If we say Walmart 17 times, they're going to pay us lots of money. So we're going to go to Walmart. We got the special Walmart cups. We got the, and it was just like, what the fuck?
Yeah, which when I was a kid,
Like, Warner
completely
Brothers,
went
you
over my
don't
head.
need the money.
Yeah, didn't get it as a kid. Didn't
Yeah.
get it. Then they go to Area 52, and there's all these aliens that I didn't recognize, so I assume they're references to things I don't know.
Yeah,
You
one's a
recognise the
Dalek.
Dalek,
Yeah.
And a
Well,
Cyberman.
yeah, there was a Dalek.
There was.
And then there was Marvin the Martian, and they were the two that I understood.
There were
And I
definitely
did
others,
see
but
Marvin the
I-
Martian and fully get excited. I was
Yeah.
like, oh my god, I forgot about Marvin the Martian! And he rules! He's so cool! He's got... he was well in my brain and I didn't know he was there. It was really good. They then somehow get out of Area 52. I don't remember.
It's-
Oh no, it's
Oh, well,
literally a
that's the thing, they-
snapshot, isn't
Yeah,
it?
they go like,
No.
we've got to get to Paris, and we're
no,
gonna-
I'm
They
pretty,
literally
I'm pretty
smash
sure,
cut to being in Paris.
pretty
They,
sure
like,
Marvin
peel
the
the-
Martian.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, so Marvin the Martian I don't know why this film is so lodged in my brain. I'm remembering bits of it like war flashbacks. Marvin the Martian gets out because he gets a message from Acme guy. I think he's just called the chairman.
Yes, he is.
So he gets out. He lets all of the other monsters out, and they're like, "Fuck, we've got to run." Which I wish one swear word in this entire film would have been great. Just one really harsh F word.
Especially if Bugs Bunny said it.
Yeah, it's been great.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, so they there's like the whole place is melting down. The mother, the actual person, shoves it into lockdown, and they all go back through the weird portal.
Mhm.
Then they do the whole, but how do we get to Paris so quickly? The whole like this
Yeah.
and grab the corner of the screen and put
And go to Paris.
was a good joke. Like I
was a
genuinely
good
was like,
joke.
that's
I
a
enjoyed that
solid
joke.
joke.
Yeah.
That's a solid like here's some cartoon humor.
Yeah, and I enjoyed that. That was cool.
That
I
and-
also, my favourite part of this movie was the Bugs, Daffy, Elmer Fudd running through all the paintings.
Yeah, the
Oh,
best.
that was such a good scene.
Yeah.
Such a fucking cool scene. It showed
Yeah.
a bunch of animation styles. They run through like the one where the clocks are all drippy, and
Yeah.
they slow down and get really drippy and droopy. And Elmer Fudd takes too long, and he turns into like a puddle. It ends in like one of those dot painting things, and Bugs reads out like, "This painting is made by dots to make up a full picture." Gets out a handheld fan and just blows him away. And
Yeah.
it was such a cool scene.
The whole Paris bit is the best of the film.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The one bit that genuinely
So
made
good.
me laugh in the Paris bit was when he uses the spy rocket trousers. But
Yes!
the trousers just fly
Just
off
go!
and he's just standing there like, oh no.
But then, of all the people around, the trousers he chooses to steal are of a very, very, very small, like up to his knees, bear.
Yeah.
And it's like,
I
there's,
forgot about the bear.
there's humans around. Ask
Yeah.
them for trousers.
But they couldn't do the comedy shot of this actual person in
Yeah.
their underwear. They couldn't do that.
That's true. I suppose
It had
that's
to
true.
be a cartoon character. Because I can bet it probably was an actual person to start with, and they were like,
Yeah.
"No, we can't."
Yeah, no, that's true.
So let's animate some bears.
Yeah, let's animate some bears and have a bear butt on the screen.
They then get up to the top of the
Bear
Eiffel
butt.
Tower,
Yeah,
and this is all to get the card back, by the way. The card that they
Yes.
got from
Yeah.
Mother.
yeah, yeah,
No, the card they got at Las Vegas.
yes.
From Dusty.
From
Yeah.
Dusty. Then Mother gave them a cryptic clue of like something about the window of the face or something. And then they peel the card back and you can see Africa through.
Because it was sorry, I just
Yeah.
it was the Mona Lisa. It was
Yeah,
Yeah.
the Mona
the
Lisa they
playing
have to
card
yeah.
of the
find.
Mona Lisa, and she's like her face is that was it, eyes are the window to the soul, and they were like, the fuck does that mean?
And then it was like, it's the Mona
Yeah.
Lisa. So they go
Yeah.
to Paris to see the Mona Lisa.
They peel the
Yeah.
card back, they look through, it's a map to Africa, and then there's a quick scene where they introduce Tasmanian Devil, he's Ron Perlman, and then we're in George of the Jungle.
Yeah.
Right, go.
Yeah.
Which they do reference.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did they?
Yeah. Well, he does the swinging Tarzan.
Yeah.
There's
Did
just
he?
so many references in this
Yeah.
that it melted
It's easy
my
to
brain
lose
like
track.
Elmer Fudd.
Yeah.
I completely forgot about the entire Area 52, so I thought I'd paid attention.
The Area
I-
52 scene was one of the only scenes I remembered, like, now.
Yeah.
And I think I remembered it because even then I was like, that woman is weird and I also really like her.
She's great. She's my
Yeah,
favorite.
cool.
And
Mother
I,
was, like,
yeah,
the
I think
best
she's my
character.
favourite character in the film. Because
Yeah.
she just doesn't
you
give
mean
a
it's
fuck.
not the chairman?
I did.
No.
I did like the chairman. I know you all hate him. I
I
kind of
don't
like
hate him,
Oh, I hated him.
but I certainly wasn't excited. I did like the bit where he is like flirting with Brendan Fraser's love interest, and then goes like, "But I like Mary," and it's just this like very attractive older woman who is, in comparison to the stick thin blonde young perfect person Hollywood, it's a normal-ish looking woman.
Yeah.
And he chooses her, and it looks like she's actually excited to be with him. And it was a little thing where I was like, oh, actually, that's quite nice.
They had flirted earlier.
They had
Yeah,
flirted,
they like flirt throughout.
and
the
she
film.
looked a bit shocked, but then was like, oh, actually. And it was just a little thing. And it was like, oh, actually, I quite like that. That was the thing I quite liked about the chairman. That might be his only redeeming feature.
Hopefully, she'll buy him a blazer that actually fits him.
That would
I know.
be
I know
nice.
it is 'cause it's
Right,
obviously
yeah.
like
And
a costume
trousers.
choice, but I found it very, very
Trousers that aren't
frustrating.
ankle wankers. That would be fab.
I'm a big fan of, like, they have clearly asked him the actor to be cartoony,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
he went okay and just did it 1,000%, and
The
didn't
actor?
tell him to stop.
Yeah,
Steve
it-
Martin
Yeah.
Yeah, Steve Martin, the actor that played the chairman, Steve Martin.
doesn't look like Steve Martin.
No, he really
Genuinely,
doesn't.
genuinely blows my mind.
So I
Yeah.
think the reason I struggle with it is that everyone else is acting 100% and he's acting 1,000%.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
love it.
And I just find that grating. Like, if everyone else was as melodramatic and campy as he was,
Yeah.
I'd be all
Oh.
for it, I think. But I think the film would suffer for it.
And
Yeah,
even
that's why I like him. He's campy.
but
Like,
even in that scene, everybody else is so far the other way.
yeah,
And I know it's supposed to be that, like, oh, he's just a crazy, mad, evil boss. But it was just like they were so stoic, grey suit, sitting up straight, waiting their turn to talk. And then he's just running around going, ha 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 ha, and laughing so hard he's nearly falling over and going through 1,000 remotes. And they're just sat there very poised and lovely. And it was,
I loved that.
but it was
Well, the remote
so
joke.
extreme.
The remote joke got me. Like, I don't know why, but the
So that
remote
was one of the
joke-
quotes that I still remembered.
Yeah, the remote joke of it, like, constantly throughout the film, he has like 8 remotes. Every time he uses a screen, he gets the wrong one,
Yeah.
and then right at the very end, he presses one remote and goes, "That was the one."
That's the remote that works. It was
So
good.
really, like, that's a
It was,
good
yeah,
joke.
that was like one of the only jokes that had
Yeah,
an
no,
extended
Yeah.
joke
I mean,
with a
that's
payoff.
from before you had smart TVs as well.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
like everyone had like a VHS player and a DVD player, and they might even
Yeah.
had like a hi-fi in the same cabinet, and
Yeah.
the TV and the digibox
Yeah.
before you had your built-in digital aerial.
It was a whole bunch of stuff.
Yeah, we used
And
to have a separate TV remote for turning on the TV versus changing the channel.
yeah, that was it.
absolutely.
But yeah, that was the only joke with setup and payoff. There were a lot of jokes that were just payoff, and there were a lot of things that were just setup.
So there
What
were two lines that really got me. My two lines that I enjoyed were
Yeah.
one was really early on, which was Daffy Duck saying, "I'm too moist and tender to retire,"
Yeah,
which I really liked. And
Yeah.
then the other one was, "That's not boxing, bite his ear."
Oh yeah.
Don't remember that one. Where was that one? Who said that?
In the fight,
What fight?
you know, the fight where they fight.
Who?
you don't
Guys, back me
remember.
up.
I
Was it
I
in-
remember the line, but I
Who
don't
has
the
a
line
remember.
fight?
too, but I don't remember the
I
context.
don't
Was it
remember at
in
what
the-
point it happens.
Was it in the Yosemite Sam bit?
Yeah, it
Yeah.
might have been.
Yosemite Sam
Yeah.
fight.
Yes.
Oh, yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
There was
Yeah.
fight scenes there.
Because
Yeah.
the other fight scenes are the ones in space where he becomes Duck Dodgers.
Duck Dodgers to the rescue!
But it helps
Duck
if you don't say the
Dodgers
name.
to the rescue! It was good. That was a good bit. That was a bit that did make me laugh. But I was also like, come on, this is too many. It's the rule of 3, and you did it 4 times, and then it worked. Like, come on, man.
Yeah. There's a point in this film when you're watching it that it feels like you're in a hostage situation, but the thing stopping you is jokes. You're waiting for jokes
Yeah.
because there are setups. Then they just never happen. They never finish. They never close. So you're just like, come on, please be funny. Please do something funny.
And then some of
Yep.
the jokes that they do try and land just do not like. And I think it's almost deliberate. Like again, it's with everyone's favorite character. The scene where they're like, "Oh, watch out for the crash bang wallop." Oh, and make sure
I
you don't
actually
miss
did
the.
find that quite funny.
Oh.
I feel like this film. I feel like one thing we've discovered watching this film is we all have embarrassing styles of humor.
Yeah,
Yeah,
mine.
Someone else is like, "This is awful. This joke was terrible." And we're like, "Well, I look like
I enjoyed
Yeah.
that one.
All of mine was because the only nostalgia for Looney Tunes I really have is for Wile E. Coyote, who I fucking love.
Oh,
so
yeah, he
all
was
of the
in
Wile
that.
E.
He was in
Coyote
it.
stuff I like.
Yeah.
But
Wile E.
did he
Coyote was in
actually
it.
interact with the other characters at all, except for getting told off?
Yeah, no, he was in it for like 10 seconds.
But he never interacted with the characters other than the chairman.
Yeah, no, he just interacted with the chairman by getting
Mad.
told off. And it was a weird telling off because it was like, you're a terrible person. You didn't do this right. I should fire you.
Oh no, I did like
Anyway.
that because I also thought that was kind of like the you're supposed to do like the shit sandwich where you
Yeah.
give someone a compliment in the middle or the other way around.
Yeah.
And it was kind of like a play on that. I thought that was quite a funny joke. Because he's literally like, "You're really shit. You're really shit. You never do the job right. Go and have a shower, you smell." But actually, you're all right. Give me a smile. No, a
Give me
bigger
a
one.
smile, yeah.
No bigger one. And it was a bit nice. I quite liked that one as well.
So what I think we're getting is that this film has something for everyone.
Something for
Just-
everyone.
So
Just
my
about.
theory,
In like the worst way.
Yeah.
yeah, my theory is that what they did was they made this to be like a comeback TV series
Oh,
Mhm.
they
for
tried.
adults.
Oh, they
Mhm.
tried to make
But
this to
I
bring Looney
think-
Tunes back.
Yeah, but I think it was the other way around. I think they made this to be a thing that was going to be like a mini series for adults
Yeah.
because it had some adult humor in it, or maybe just a Looney Tunes one. I don't really know. Maybe it's because I'm watching it as an adult now. And then they were told no, and they had to combine all of these stories they had into a
The,
cohesive story.
the background to this movie is absolutely fucked because the guy that directed it is the guy that directed Gremlins and Small Soldiers and stuff like that. He absolutely loved Looney Tunes, fucking hated Space Jam, wanted to make a movie that was nothing like Space Jam, and then the production was just hell because Warner Brothers were like, no, you can't do it that way, you have to do it this way, and he also hates this movie now.
Well, that's good to know because it's not a good movie.
No,
Yeah, you
it
shouldn't be
also,
proud of it.
they had made a new series of Looney Tunes that they were going to start airing, and this film did that badly that they canned it.
That's no good.
That's how much this movie fucked Looney Tunes.
Yeah.
Welcome
Yeah.
to
Should
Hey, I Love
should
That
we
movie about
just-
films that ruined a studio.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Should we just finish the plot of the movie?
Sure. There's not much plot left.
Well, I'm
We
asking
covered
because I
that.
don't remember it. Because I know
Okay.
the dad is in trouble.
Yeah, the dad is in
They rescue the dad. There's a bit with a giant dog.
Yeah, there's like a toy
was a
dog. that's
reference I
flying.
didn't
Robot dog. Oh
understand.
yeah, they
Yeah.
were all underground, and there's all dynamite and stuff.
There was
Yeah.
a train gonna get him, but there was also dynamite. But then Brendan Fraser and his missus were tried to a
Yes.
hook.
So there's another joke on that I found funnier for like
Okay.
a second and then it over. So they tie up his dad, Brendan Fraser's dad, to
Oh yeah, okay, I know the
a
joke.
train, and then they put like TNT around him, and then this is like the chairman explaining it, and then he says, "Oh, and then we've got the pendulum of doom." Why
Yeah.
is the pendulum of doom there?
That's overkill.
That's overkill.
Get rid of the
it.
pendulum of doom.
And that's funny.
That
and then
was
they
funny.
left it on screen for too long.
Yeah,
It
because
was
they
like-
did the whole
Yeah.
of it coming
Yeah, this
away.
film was way too smug. I think that's
Yeah.
what grates me. My British sensibilities, where I'm like, no, okay, you are
Stop
allowed
being
to be
proud of
funny,
being
but
funny.
you can't be
Yeah.
proud of being funny.
Yeah.
You can't let us know that you think you're being funny.
Yes, that's exactly-
Absolutely.
that's it. Anyway,
Um,
so
plot.
they break his dad out and they go and confront the chairman. At the same time,
Do they?
yeah. Well, at the same time, Bugs and Daffy are chasing Martin the Martian into space to go to a satellite.
Yeah, that's when
because
they're
he's
going to
trying
destroy
put
the satellite.
he's trying to put the blue monkey on the satellite.
Oh,
to
the blue
zap
monkey
world.
goes on the satellite. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
They stop him. They stop Martin the Martian, and then the only person on the planet to get hit by the laser
Is
is
the chairman. Was
Yeah.
it? Was the destroying? I feel like that was a Star Wars reference. in the
Yeah,
Probably.
yeah, he had a lightsaber.
Yeah, in the
It's-
destroying the.
Yeah.
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 Again,
So
another
there was
solid,
Star Wars in there.
another solid joke during that bit that I found funny and I shouldn't have.
Yeah.
But I felt sad as soon as I laughed. Disappointed in myself is the word.
Yeah.
Is Bugs and Daffy pull up next to Martin the Martian when he's in space, and they do the like winding the window
Yeah.
down
Yeah.
because I want to talk to you.
Yeah.
And then he does it. Martin the Martian does it and like
Just-
dies. Gets
Yeah. That
thrown
was
out of
quite
the
Out of
ship.
the spaceship, yeah.
Is the fact that Daffy just goes, he fell for it, guess I'll give you $5.
Yeah.
That
Oh,
was,
that's
yeah.
such a good joke.
Yeah. So then the chairman gets turned into a monkey, and then the spaceship that Bugs and Daffy are driving crashes into that Acme building.
Sure, I don't remember that, but
Yeah.
sure, yeah.
Of all the places.
I guess there is the only way they can get back quick enough is to crash through the window.
Sense in terms of that, but also like it happens to hit the chairman.
Yeah.
They happen to crash through where they left.
Yep.
It was a lot of that chance stuff. But again, it is a kids movie. It's not meant for me to enjoy it now. And then it ends, and it turns out this was actually still a movie.
Yep. And then that's when you meet other Brendan Fraser, who's the real Brendan
Yeah.
Fraser, because Brendan Fraser in this is
Is
a different
Brendan,
guy,
He's Brendan Fraser's stunt double,
but only
who Brendan
in,
Fraser got sacked.
Yeah.
So I was just very confused when you said that, and I didn't understand what you were meaning, and then I realized that as soon as like that happened and the chairman got, I was like, cool, the movie's over, and just turned it off.
Oh no! So
It just
literally,
shoot. I think I looked at the time that was left and went, cool. It's
yeah,
done.
no. So at this point, they then shut like a screen gets pulled away, and
Wow,
Bugs
okay.
and Daffy are like. Bugs is like, Daffy's like, I better get a pay rise for this or something. Like, I'm not
Oh,
being paid enough
no.
for this.
Yeah, it goes on a bit.
Yeah, Brendan Fraser's there. Maybe Brendan Fraser and Kate have a snog. I'd be weirded out if they didn't, but I can't remember them doing
Yeah,
that.
I missed it.
I don't remember them
genuinely-
not kissing, so.
Yeah, I
probably.
feel like they will have done. But
Or
yeah,
did they
genuinely,
smooch after they rescue his dad?
maybe.
Maybe.
And then it ends on a callback to a joke made in the cafeteria at the beginning, at the same bit where Shaggy is talking to Shaggy and Scooby, where Porky Pig is talking to
Speedy Gonzales, because they're
Speedy
talking
I knew it was
about
Gonzales.
yeah,
Yeah.
they're talking about how they are problematic now and can't really
they're problematic
Yeah.
characters,
Yeah.
which again I
Speedy
thought was a
Gonzalez
very
is
funny
like, tell me
joke.
about it.
Tell me about it, yeah. And then Porky Pig is told to lose the stutter, which I thought was really funny. And then it ends on him going and he can't get out there, and that's all, folks. But halfway through him trying to get it out, they turn all the lights off, and I was like, "That's quite
yeah,
funny."
and he just goes,
Yeah, he
"Go
just goes,
home,
"Go
folks."
home.
Yeah.
Yeah, just go home, folks. And it was that was another callback that did make me laugh. There was that one that made me laugh. There was when Kate got sacked, she got told, "You're fired," and she went, "I've made this company $950 million," and the Warner Brothers go, "It's not a billion. Nope, not
Yeah.
a billion, not a billion." And I was like, "That's very funny." And there was one more, and I have it written down, but I don't think I can see it because I wrote it in such bad writing.
That's
So I need to watch the end of this film.
you don't.
Yeah,
It's fine.
You don't. It's
Yeah,
fine. We've
I'm not going
summarized
to.
the.
Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of the Speedy Gonzalez joke's quite funny.
Yeah,
And Percy, yeah, is he Percy? Porky Pig.
Yeah.
Porky
Porky
Pig.
Pig at the
Yeah.
end being like, "Go home."
Yeah.
It's
Yeah, it's
it's
not-
pretty
It's
funny.
alright, but so
But
I
it's
guess
also like, "Don't mind if I do, Porky Pig. Don't mind if I do."
Yeah. Ooh,
I've
okay.
remembered the other joke that I found funny was when they're on this obviously very long road trip, and in the stolen car, Kate and Bugs Bunny is singing on the ukulele, and then she takes it and throws it, and just the comedic timing of it landing did get an actual laugh out of me.
It
that
did
was a-
very much remind me of my awkward ukulele phase.
Yeah,
And I
we all
think
had one, babe.
Everyone had an awkward ukulele phase. And
I've never played an instrument in my life, and yet I still thought I'd be able to learn the ukulele.
But those boys on YouTube made it look so easy.
And cute.
But yeah, no, seeing it get like tossed out of a car and disintegrate on the side of the road, I was
I
like,
did find that.
yeah,
quite
I
was
wish I
quite
could
funny.
do that to my past.
Yeah.
But beyond that, I really did not have a good time with this movie.
No.
It sounds like no one did.
So-
even
It
the
made-
people making it.
If you had to score it, how many minutes did Mikey miss out of 10?
Look, I looked at the amount of time left and I went, "That's like credits amount of time," and turned it off.
See, I did also do the like being in this era of movies and waited for an after credits scene.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Just
I wasn't sure
thought
if
there
there
was
was
gonna-
going to be like a running.
Yeah, I just
Yeah.
thought there might
something at
be
the end.
one.
They would
Oh.
announce the sequel.
Yeah. And there definitely wasn't.
No.
There definitely
Well, no,
wasn't.
because it killed a friend, which is
Yeah.
again up to the podcast standards. Ruined a character, ruined a
Does
career.
this happen?
Every film, like so many.
So
films
many
we've
of the
watched,
films have
like-
been problematic on release, or
It's or it's like killed a
bombed.
company.
Problematic on release.
yeah,
it's been
like
it's like
bombed, or had
made
so
money.
much difficulty getting made that it just
Oh,
bombed at the
dear.
office, or
it's
was
a
deliberately brought out at the wrong time to make sure that the box office.
Yeah,
sort of
it's a
start
standard we learned from like this. A surprising amount of films people watched as kids ruined the companies that made them. And like,
Maybe
so-
that's why we like them, because
Maybe.
that's the last thing we
Or
had
maybe
of
the
it.
video was cheap.
yeah, or maybe
That's
the
true.
video was
That too.
Um, I just with learning that the director was the one that made Gremlins and like knowing what he did with Small Soldiers.
Small soldiers,
Small
yeah.
soldiers,
Small
yeah.
Soldiers. Let the man make Gremlins. Let the man make Gremlins like films and stop production companies need to stop getting involved because he makes great chaos movies and let him make chaos movies.
Because
Imagine
we already had Who Framed Roger Rabbit as like a dark, like a dark Looney Tunes. Like they could have done another one, and
Yeah.
like there's already precedent.
imagine this with the
Michael Jordan
Back
was in this
Series.
film.
Yes, he has a cameo.
Yeah,
He
momentarily.
did have a
yeah,
cameo.
yeah.
That was a cameo I recognised
Did you recognise him because of his sports career or from Space Jam?
from Space Jam.
Yeah.
And only then because one of my close friends now has a Space Jam T-shirt. Not because I ever watched Space Jam.
Oh, okay.
That is fair.
I loved Space Jam when I was a kid. Actually,
I don't think I've ever seen it.
I
I've
used
seen it once.
to. It's got the opening start is a song, and like he's just shooting basketballs at a hoop, and I used to like sing that song and shoot hoops like a lot. But I didn't actually have a hoop, and I didn't have a basketball, so it'd be like I'd be throwing a beach ball up in the air by myself, pretending that I was in Space Jam.
Oh my god, I love that
What,
so
what a
much.
film for a kid to be pretending to be in.
I know, right?
Like, you don't think you're with Bugs Bunny, no, you think you're in Space Jam.
Yeah.
I really like
Um,
that film, and I really like
I-
the song.
It's a good film. I just
Mm.
wish that they could have let him be chaotic with this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd
No,
love
absolutely. This
full
film,
on
because of all the
chaos.
references, having more adult film references and more psycho scenes.
and
More
more
Well,
just
weird
not
stuff.
psycho, but
chaos.
more
And,
like
like-
horror movie
Yeah.
references and all of that would have been really great.
Apparently,
Yeah,
the Batman
no.
bit was meant to be extended. Like, you know, when there's just a Batmobile there, apparently it was supposed to be an entire scene of Daffy Duck escaping basically through a Batman movie.
That would have
Nice.
been cool.
Yeah.
So what happened in that scene was Brendan Fraser ran through the 420 building, ran up the stairs, chased Daffy out of a window, but then fell out of the window and landed on a
Like a
Batman.
stunt mat, yeah.
like a stunt thing. Looked up and went like, "Sorry, Batman," and Batman's there like, "For fuck's sake!"
Hmm.
And then they get in the Batmobile,
Which again, one swear. Just
Yeah.
one swear in this movie.
Just
get in the Batmobile,
yeah.
and then
There's the Batmobile
Just-
that
They're
crashes
in the
into water
Batmobile.
tower.
Yeah.
like they're just in the Batmobile. I can't think of them.
They crash in.
utilising
They
it.
crash into the. That's what they.
He
crash
gets
into the where.
he gets Daffy out of the Batmobile, but the Batmobile keeps going.
Yeah, the Batmobile is what crashes into the water tower.
Of all of the things to put money into, put it into something else other than a Batmobile. That could have been a reference to fucking Only Fools and Horses. You know?
But with like with the full chaos around it.
That might have been a bit niche a reference.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
I mean,
Warner
it could have
Brothers.
just been a
Imagine if it was
shitty
like-
old car, and instead they made it the Batmobile.
I think there's like more chaos reference around it.
I think it's because
the
it's
fact
all-
that they
Just
It's all
odd.
Warner Brothers
They-
stuff, isn't it?
cut. a
Yeah,
ton
yeah,
out.
yeah. Well, yeah, that's how they get away with it in this film. That's why they can do it. Is that they have all
Yeah.
the rights to these movies, so they
Yeah.
can have a film
Yeah.
chock block filled with not subtle references.
Yeah.
Because
So how,
what is Batman going to go and sue them? Oh wait, no, he's not.
Oh wait, no.
so how many unsubtle references out of 10 is the
Oh,
question? Because I like personally like 3, maybe 4 at a push.
I'm genuinely like, I feel like I want to say 4, but I don't think I can give it a 4.
No, like I'm like 2 or 3 of the jokes are funny. Is that enough to give it a no? And
Yeah,
like it's
I
not
my-
one.
just
It's not a 1 or a 2 because we've watched worse films, but it is not good enough to like.
See, I don't have a great attention span, but this is a
What?
90-minute movie, and it took me it took me 8 times, you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah, it's not
It's
a good
the
sign,
skill,
is
the
it?
skill you learn doing this
No.
podcast is watching movies and looking at a different screen at the same time,
Yeah.
taking it all in. That's a skill we've learned from watching just awful films.
Yeah, I genuinely I don't want to give it a 2.
No, it's
But-
good enough to be a 3 because there are good bits.
Yeah.
I
It's not good
might
enough for a 4.
go a 2 point. Do you do 0.5s?
Sure, we
I
do.
might do a
it's-
2.5, you know.
It's out of a bullshit thing, so
Yeah.
you can do whatever. You can do
Yeah.
3 and 3/8 if you want.
Like my gut instinct coming into this was a 4, and then having to go through the trauma of trying to remember the plot of this film, and the fact that all of us watched this less than a week ago,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
none of us remembered. None of
Yeah,
us
no,
remembered
that's-
the film.
That's a good point.
That's a solid point.
You didn't finish the film, Mike.
No, I didn't. It was finished. It ended. It had an ending. It should have ended.
So yeah, I think I'm gonna go a 2.5.
yeah.
And that makes me genuinely sad to say because I was so excited to watch this film.
We did it again. we
Sometimes
ruined
kids
another
have
person.
bad taste.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
considering, again, I think I should have done it the other order. I should have gone with Drop Dead Fred after Looney Tunes.
Yeah.
Because I did the Drop Dead Fred thing, which was the one I was expecting to hate and fucking loved it. And then came to this that I was expecting to be alright. And then just was like, this is a steaming hit.
Yeah.
Like, my God.
So I feel slightly ganged up on here.
Oh no!
I really enjoyed this movie.
Just to quickly check, did anybody else actually see this as a kid?
I
Did any of-
remember it
so.
vaguely.
Nah, I don't think so.
Vaguely.
I remember it vaguely.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
remember the Walmart scene. That was about it.
Yeah, I
Okay.
have vague memories of I probably saw bits of it.
Okay.
it
Sorry,
not
Helena. I
really-
just
I
wanted to know
definitely
if it was
saw-
like
I
you
saw
had
and
the
loved
nostalgia.
Space Jam, but I didn't have any nostalgia for this film in particular. I
Yeah.
just had nostalgia for everything it was referencing.
Right. Okay.
So I really, the only scenes I didn't enjoy were the scenes with Steve Martin in, and he wasn't in it that much, to be
It
fair.
wasn't as the big bad.
I would give this up 7.
Holy.
Really, strange
Wow.
monkey diamonds out of 10. I had a really good time. It was short and sweet, and it kept my attention, which
Blows my mind.
isn't easy. Like I do get bored and wander off quite a lot, but I actually watched this film all in one go.
Oh my god.
And I had a good time. I was curled up on the sofa. My partner was playing Red Dead Redemption 2 next to me. I had it
Oh.
on my laptop, and yeah, I had a good time. So yeah, but I think it's one of those films where it's like I kind of enjoyed it, but I also was in the mood to just
Veg.
enjoy a film,
Yeah.
and you really don't have to think very hard. And I
Yeah.
certainly didn't take very much in,
No.
as we've all discovered. But I think that does mean that if I did see it again, I'd probably enjoy it again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Similar to like other films we've talked about, like League of Extraordinary Gentlemen.
Very
Oh.
true.
Yes, of course.
So yeah, it does remind me of like League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, where it's like the plot didn't matter,
You know that film.
but I enjoyed the references.
Yeah.
Yeah, I quite enjoyed it too. I'd probably give it 4 more scenes I'd have liked with Wile E. Coyote in. But yeah, like overall, like I did enjoy Looney Tunes stuff as a kid. Like I understood obviously more of the references now than I would have watching it
Yeah.
at the time. Like it was fine. It was enjoyable to watch. Like I wouldn't rush to watch it again, but
I'm never going to watch this movie again.
no,
Nope.
Oh man, have we just killed a little bit of your childhood?
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
Sorry.
that's the goal. That's our new tagline.
The
We
thing
killed-
is, when I was
we
a kid,
counted it,
I
I
was never a huge Looney Tunes fan, but I
Mm.
loved this movie.
yeah.
Yeah, I think it's weird that the two people that had nostalgia for it are like, it's awful, I hate it.
Yeah.
And the two people that didn't are like, it's
This is
it's
good
alright,
movie.
It's quite good.
It's
Yeah.
alright.
But I
No,
think
no, I
maybe
thought it
that's
was,
because
I thought it
as
was
a kid,
charming.
it was
Really,
cool.
I enjoyed it. I thought
Sorry,
it was
sorry,
stupid.
we put words in your mouth. Not a good movie.
A fine,
Good
okay,
and
passable
fun
film.
movie.
But like as a kid, I was like Tom and Jerry, Rugrats, like
Oh, Rugrats was
the
so good.
Rugrats movie. Can I come
No,
back and
no.
do the Rugrats movie?
No.
Of course.
Yeah,
Right.
no,
Rugrats in Paris
you get
too.
to. No, you get
We're not doing
to.
Rugrats in Paris because I don't have enough tears left in my
I-
head.
yeah.
Is it a sad film?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh no, the
It's ha-
Rugrats movie is for sure. I
Yeah.
remember the Rugrats movie being very sad. You're
The Mad
welcome
Max
to come back
Paris
for it.
is sadder.
Yeah,
I
please
think
come back
Paris is
for-
way sadder.
But yeah, I don't think I'll ever revisit this film.
Oh.
I didn't have the nostalgic love that I thought I would. Like, I did go back and watch the Scooby-Doo movie after listening to your guys' Scooby-Doo episode and just loved it. And I did. And I watched the second one and I was like, I must have watched this one first because this is the one I remember.
Yeah.
And
The best.
and like even
No.
now I still want that like diamond skull disco ball that they
Oh,
had.
Yeah.
Right.
Like I still want that. Like that is
Yeah.
so cool. And like yeah, so I definitely fall for the nostalgic thing and this film just didn't give it to me.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Yeah. The job of this podcast, we ruin childhoods a bit by bit.
let me take your childhood and destroy it.
Yeah. No, we do worse. We make you destroy it.
Yeah.
Yeah, analyze your childhood.
Yeah, look at it in
This is
in
going to backfire on us one day.
problematic
Yeah,
2021
actually it
eyes.
is.
Yeah, we're going to have to call some people. Oh, God. Start putting crisis numbers in the show notes.
Would you like to come on our podcast? Here's the number for Samaritans.
It's a helpline. Just think of it.
If you've been upset by any of the content in this episode,
Oh dear.
well, thank you so much for joining
Yes.
us. And I'm
Yeah,
sorry
thank
it
you for
wasn't as
coming on.
enjoyable a
Honestly,
film this time.
it's the being on and chatting about it that's the good bit, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
At least you get to work through the emotions. of
absolutely,
not
and you
enjoying
get
the
to
film.
genuinely like self-analyze about the film and then talk about it with people that have also just watched the film,
Yeah.
and that's genuinely really good fun.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm glad you enjoyed it.
I enjoyed it very, very much. I just wish I enjoyed the film. But yeah,
Yeah.
thank you so much for letting me come back and have another good time with you guys. It's been
Our
bloody
pleasure.
lovely.
That's all right. It's no problem. It's nice having you on. So yeah, with that, I have been Dan.
I have been Michael.
I've been Helena.
And I've been Holly.
And Holly, where can people find you?
I have a podcast called Pointless Reinvention, which at some point everybody on here will be on. Back in September, we released our episode with the lovely Dan.
That's out
and-
tomorrow as of recording, I
As of
believe.
tomorrow, yeah, that's coming out in the future for me and way in the past for you lot. And maybe Michael and Helena would have been on it by then as well. So that's Pointless Reinvention, where we fix what ain't broken. We have Matt's Music House and the Macaroni Prince and myself, Holly. We all do the podcast and we all do Twitch, so you can find us in those places and more.
Nice. Well,
Brilliant.
you can find this podcast on Twitter and Instagram at Hilton Pod. That's at HILTM Pod. Let us know if we've ruined Looney Tunes for you too.
We didn't. The movie did.
Yeah.
The movie did it. Duck dodgers to the duck.